Hello, hello friends! We are here to read another chapter of Box of Shocks, chapter 13. It actually looks like I'm in a box, so maybe this is like kind of appropriate. I don't know, it's kind of funny. All right, let's start. Chapter 13. Mrs. Franzen sends a letter home to our parents explaining our new assignment. Mom and Dad are all excited about it. How wonderful! Such a creative project, Mom says. You'll really have to put your imagination to work. They can't stop going on and on about what Bubbles might be thinking and what I could say about his life. I'm tempted to ask them to come to school and do the presentation with me. While they babble on and on about the assignment, I'm thinking about something else. A plan is slowly unfolding in my mind, so I say to Dad, after school tomorrow, can we go to Grandpa Golly's place? I haven't been there for a while, and I figure it's time to check in and see if he needs help with the animals. Why, that's very thoughtful of you, Oliver, Dad says. You're absolutely right. We haven't checked in on him in a while. Plus, he might be able to give you help on your assignment. Yeah, right. That's exactly what I was thinking, I say. The next day, about 2 minutes after we arrive, Grandpa Golly puts me to work shoveling dog poop in the backyard while Dad carries a few giant bags of pet food in from the garage and then cleans out some bird cages. When Dad finishes helping Grandpa Golly, he calls from the back door, "How's it going, Ollie?" I'm pretty much done, I say as I carry about the 100th shovelful of dog poop across the yard and dump it in the garbage can. Thank you so much, Oliver, Grandpa Golly says. You're such a big help. Dad and I look at each other and smile. He and I know it's a different story at home. I'm not the best kid in the world at getting my chores done, but today at Grandpa Golly's, I'm happy to shovel all this dog poop for one special reason. Dad would call it an ulterior motive. As I'm washing my hands in the kitchen sink, I say, "Can I ask for a small favor, Grandpa?" Of course, of course, of course, Grandpa Golly says, slapping me on the back. For all the work you've done for me, how can I refuse a small favor? You'd better wait to find out what he wants before you agree to anything, Dad says with a smile. So, what's the small favor? Grandpa Golly says. Could I please borrow one of your pets tomorrow, just for the day? Is it for your project at school? Dad asks. I nod my head, looking down at the floor. I'm hoping to provide as few details as possible so Dad doesn't find out what I'm really up to. Can't you take Bubbles as your pet? Dad says. Don't fish qualify? Well, I say, still staring at the floor, not sure what to say. Luckily, Grandpa Golly bails me out. Perhaps Oliver would like to take a more unusual pet for his project than a plain old fish, he says. Yeah, that's it, I reply, looking up and nodding like crazy. How would you like to take my newest addition? It would do him good to get out into the world and experience life a little. Grandpa Golly nods his head and tugs at his earlobe, a sure sign he's happy with one of his own ideas. He waves me into the living room. In a corner, hanging from a hook, is a large bird cage. Perched in the cage is a parrot. Grandpa Golly puts his face right up against the bars of the cage and says, "Say hello to Oliver." The parrot opens its beak, but nothing comes out. Oh, come on, Grandpa Golly says. You're a parrot. Surely you could say something for Oliver. Again, its beak opens, but nothing comes out. This is not your average parrot, Dad says. No, I'm afraid not, Grandpa Golly says. I got him for a really good price from the pet shop. The owner of the shop warned me that the bird's never said a single word in his life, not even his own name. I'm hoping I can somehow get this bird to act like a real parrot. It doesn't matter if he can talk or not. For Miss Franzen's project, I say. If it's okay with Dad, we can pick him up on our way to school. I'll bring him back to you by the end of the day. Dad doesn't say anything. He nods and gives me a suspicious glance. I have a feeling he knows that I'm up to something. Once the first part of my plan is taken care of, it's time for the second part, the dangerous part. I have to sneak back into my old house again. It wouldn't be so bad if I could just leave Bubbles inside the back door, but I'm pretty sure the kid's parents wouldn't let him have a pet fish. The only way to make sure the kid gets Bubbles is to deliver the fish right to his bedroom. All the kid'll have to do is hide Bubbles from his parents overnight, then bring him to school for the project the next morning. After the trouble I had the last 2 times sneaking into his bedroom, I know it's risky, but it's a chance I have to take. When Dad and I get home, I race up to my room and check the clock radio. 5:30 p.m. I'll have to act fast. I rummage around my cupboard and find the cardboard box from the new ski boots I got last winter. It looks just about the perfect size. I reach up to my bookshelf and carefully slide Bubbles and his fish bowl off the shelf, lower the bowl into the cardboard box, and shut the lid. As I pick the box up, I can feel the fishbowl slide from side to side, and there's a damp spot where the water slopped out of the bowl. Ugh. I go into my sock drawer and take out a few of my thick woolen winter socks and stuff them around the sides to wedge the fishbowl into place. The next part of my plan won't be easy. How to get out of the house without my parents seeing me. I open the door of my bedroom and check the upstairs hallway. The coast is clear, so I grab the box and tiptoe into the hall. I reach the top of the stairs and listen. The kitchen door swings open. Mom is heading right towards me. I spin around and shove the box into the linen cupboard near the top of the stairs. Luckily, she turns and walks into the dining room. As soon as the dining room door swings shut, I pull the box out of the linen cupboard and scamper down the stairs. I hear a bit of sloshing and the sides of the box are getting wet, so I slow down. As I reach the bottom of the stairs, Dad steps out of the garage and into the hall. There's nowhere to hide, and if I run back up the stairs, he'll know I'm up to something. All I can do is try to talk my way out of this. Hi, Dad, home so soon? I say, giving him a feeble grin, hoping he'll ignore the box I'm holding in my arms. What have you got in the box, Ollie? Looks like something's leaking, he says, stepping towards me. Oh, it's Bubbles, I say as he lifts the lid of the box. Are you taking him somewhere? He asks. Oh, well, I thought I might take him out for a walk, I say. Right away, I know this is a bad answer, but it's all I can think of. Interesting, Dad replies. This wouldn't have anything to do with Mrs. Franzen's project for school, would it? Well, sort of, I reply. For once, I'm actually not telling him an all-out lie. So let me get this straight. You have to take Bubbles for a walk because it sort of has something to do with Mrs. Franzen's project, even though you also have a parrot for the project. Dad says, tugging at his chin thoughtfully. I see a smile on his face. It's the same smile he gets every April Fool's Day, when he's about to play one of his tricks on me. I'm worried he's gonna ask for more details, but then he says, well, you go ahead and take Bubbles out for a walk, and be careful. Are you sure you don't need a leash for him? Again, Dad gives me that mischievous smile. It's okay, Dad, I say. I'll make sure he stays in his bowl. Tell Mom I won't be long. I slip back through the garage and head across the street, cradling the box in both hands. As I cross the street, it starts to rain. But the rain won't bother a fish, and I don't care if I get wet. I take a quick right and cut into the alley behind my old house. It's time to make a fishy delivery. And that's the end of chapter 13. We're getting so close to the end, you guys. I will see you next time for chapter 14.